France's Euro 2024 squad is absolutely stacked. They have superstars like Griezmann, Saliba, Dembele, and of course Mbappe, and are therefore regarded by many as the favourites to win the competition. Mbappe, who was just 1 year old the last time France won the Euros, is expected to lead a French team of superstars to glory. But will he be able to? Time will tell, but one thing is for sure, this French squad have so much talent. But there is a scary truth about France's Euro squad that nobody is noticing, and we'll talk about that in today's video. Before we move forward, we would ask you to subscribe to our channel and like the video. Before the tournament, Mbappe said the Euros are complicated. For me, it's more complicated than a World Cup. All the teams know each other. We play against each other all the time. Tactically, it's a very similar sport. Now, hang on a minute. More complicated than facing Messi's world champions Argentina. More complicated without five-time world champions Brazil. Well, we're about to find out during this year's tournament. One thing is for certain, Mbappe is considered by many to be the best player on the planet, despite not yet winning the Ballon d'Or. The talismanic forward had an incredible 23-24 season where he put up some serious Ballon d'Or-worthy numbers. The explosive striker scored 44 goals in 84 appearances across all competitions. As if that wasn't impressive enough, he also produced 10 assists. Unfortunately, he didn't win the Champions League, and that would have strengthened his case to win the Ballon d'Or. But now, eventually getting his dream move to Los Blancos, Champions League and yes, Ballon d'Or glory could be just around the corner. Real Madrid fans are undoubtedly excited to watch him play for them, just as the French fans are with the Euros. With him in the team, France definitely have a chance to win it. Mbappe is a major threat to any team France is going to face, but as important as he is just one threat. Any team that prepares only to contain Mbappe clearly don't know what they're up against. Sure, Mbappe is the hottest French forward, but he's still only 25. However, if it's experience you're looking for, step forward Olivier Giroud, who might be the most selfless player in any team. Giroud is 37 years old, but he still contributes to the team. The veteran striker scored 17 goals and assisted 9 times in 47 appearances over the course of the 23-24 season. However, it's not just the goals that make Giroud a scary member of the French team. It's his ability to play without wanting the spotlight. The 2017 Puskas Award winner went through the 2018 World Cup without scoring a goal or even having a shot on target. Yet still, he was an integral part of how France played in that World Cup, and his experience will be invaluable to the young strikers France are bringing to the Euros. Another experienced player who also makes this France front line formidable is the phenomenal Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann can do everything. Beyond being a prolific goal scorer, he can create. The 33-year-old forward played 48 times in the 23-24 season, scoring 24 goals and providing 8 assists. The forward has been one of the longest-standing members of the French team. He played in Euro 2016 and was an essential part of the France team who won the 2018 FIFA World Cup and finished runners-up to Argentina in the 2022 version. Despite being past his prime, Griezmann retains his ability on the ball and his impressive work ethic off it. He is definitely one of the French players that opponents should be wary of. Speaking of work ethic, French coach Didier Deschamps also made a huge call. He brought back one of France's most hard-working midfielders, despite him not playing in any of the top 5 leagues. In fact, this player doesn't even play in Europe. That player is none other than Ngolo Kante. Kante transferred to Saudi Pro League club Al Ittihad off the back of recurrent injuries while he was at Chelsea. The diminutive midfielder has since recovered and has made his way to the France team again. Kante is a formidable midfielder and can be impossible to get past. He is outstanding with his pinpoint tackles and is also an expert at ball recoveries. His abilities allow France's attackers to play risky balls, and he is there to prevent any counter-attacks. Besides being an incredible midfielder, Kante is the perfect inspiration for talented young midfielders like Tchouameni and Camavinga. These two players are on form and they bring enormous quality to that French midfield. Speaking of quality, France has the dynamic, quick-footed Dembele, who has managed to turn his career around. The winger, who had a forgettable and injury-plagued spell at Barcelona, has become one of the most prominent players at PSG under coach Luis Enrique. The Frenchman finished the 23-24 season with a 20-goal contribution in 42 appearances. So, France have an abundance of quality in their squad and will be a threat to any team they face. However, does having a superstar team guarantee success? Well, not quite. Just look at how France performed at Euro 2020. France could and should have done better in the last Euros, especially as it came only 2 years after their impressive World Cup triumph. Unfortunately, they couldn't replicate this success at the Euros. The 2018 World Cup champions lost to Switzerland in the round of 16 after a 6-goal thriller. Switzerland came from behind to take the game to penalties. Unfortunately for France, they lost, and it was their talismanic Mbappe who missed the only penalty of that shootout. This was a nightmare for France, but it was even worse for Mbappe. Apart from that poor penalty, the forward managed to have 6 shots in the Switzerland game, but none were on target. It didn't stop at just shots. The forward was involved in 8 duels and only won 2. Somehow, it got even worse. During the entire period that France played in the competition, Mbappe only had 3 shots on target and created only 7 chances. Apart from 1 assist for Benzema, Mbappe didn't do anything significant throughout the whole competition. Is he now ready to right this wrong at this year's tournament? Whilst the last Euros was below France's usual standards, it wouldn't be the first time they would fall short in the competition. In the 92 and 2008 editions, they got knocked out in the first round. However, despite those dark spots in the history of the France national team, when it comes to the Euros, historically, they're one of only 4 teams to have won the tournament more than once. Since the start of this competition in 1960, France has participated in 10 Euros and won it twice. They won their first in 1984 and had to wait 16 years to win their second in the year 2000. After that, they got to the final in 2016, but failed to win after defeat to Portugal in Paris. Will this tournament be different? Since the 2022 World Cup, the French national team has been in red-hot form, and this is reflected in their build-up to the Euros. They qualified in style without losing any matches and even beat Gibraltar 14-0. They ended up scoring 29 goals in qualifying and only conceded 3. As we've shown you earlier, the French team is made up of some of the best players in the world, and these guys are currently in top form and contain a mixture of youth and experience. Added to this is Mbappe's personal drive. The French captain still has a lot to prove to himself. Without winning the Champions League, he is already a few steps behind in the Ballon d'Or and FIFA Best Award. His major rivals Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. won both the League and Champions League. So if Mbappe wants to edge those two out, he must win the Euros for France. With this kind of glory on the line, Mbappe must not only personally step up, but must also motivate his teammates to do exactly the same. Do you think France will right the wrongs of the last Euros and go all the way? Will Mbappe be the star of the tournament? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget before you go to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates.